Hello everyone. I'd just like to show off my recently completed 1/18 scale Tiger 1. It was made by 21st Century Toys, and I had done a substantial modification on it, as you can tell. I have done a winterized paint scheme. I looked at several photos online and did a little bit of research and found out that the whitewash was applied in the field by the tank crews. It was not paint, but was basically a more of like a paste that they would apply with rags or mops, and it could be washed off when springtime came. So it was very sloppy, and that is what we have here. I applied it with a variety of paint brushes, small paint brushes, to get the effect, make it look like it was applied sort of in scale. I renumbered it. I do not know if there was a 121 that looked exactly like this, but I just chose the number basically at random. I thought it looked good. I like the way it looks, so I just picked 121. I did a chipping weatherization by using the hairspray technique. You don't need any fancy chipping fluid. All you need is a can of hairspray. And basically what I did was I applied a coat of a dull coat to protect the factory finish. Let that dry, and then once it dried, I went over the entire thing with hairspray. I wanted it to be wet, not dripping wet, but the whole thing needs to be wet. And then you let that dry, usually about 30 minutes. And then after that, I applied the white paint. I used Vallejo. They are an acrylic paint. And once I painted the whole thing, I then let that dry. And then once it's dry to the touch, all you gotta do is get a dish of just regular old tap water and use a toothbrush or any kind of brush that has real stiff bristles. You dip it in the water and then just start scrubbing away. And as you do that, a reaction happens, causes the paint to chip away, and you end up with effects like this. Of course, I painted around that. I based that on actual photographs. Once I was happy, and I had to do it a few times. I wasn't happy with my first attempt, so all I did was put another coat of Dull Coat and then did the hairspray and reapplied the white and basically started over. But once I was happy with that, I used an oil-based wash. Got some resting effects. Rest, and it's also supposed to mimic dirt and mud. Gets dirtier towards the back, which you would expect with mud and everything getting ripped up from the tracks. You would expect the rear to be particularly filthy. And then this fake snow is just a powder that you can buy from Woodland Scenics, and I mixed it with some clear gloss varnish made by Humbrol until I got the consistency of a paste, and then I just used popsicle sticks to spread the snow paste over the tank, and it takes about 24 hours for it to cure, but then you're left with a hard sort of a crust, and that really mimics snow very well. It was the first time I ever tried it. I found it on a YouTube video and thought, well, that sounds easy, I can do that. Sure enough, it was easy. And we have a log. I bought this at a hobby store, or actually a craft store, Hobby Lobby. They sell more crafts than hobby stuff, but I had to buy a huge branch just to cut off 10 inches. But it looks good. I'm not a fan of where I tied it down at. As you can see, that tow cable is now sagging. But that's really the only place I could find to tie it down. Got some snow there, sort of plugging up the wheels. and a little bit of snow underneath. So anyway, I hope you like it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, your opinions. Did I go overboard? Is it too messy? Or did I do a decent job? Because personally, I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, I want to thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. You don't have to.